Hello, I'm celebrity menswear stylist Ashley Weston. So in case you've been living under a rock, you've probably read or have at least heard of the personal development book Atomic Habits by James Clear. Now, with more than 5 million copies sold in over 50 languages, this international bestseller has helped so many people to easily introduce healthier habits into their lives and also stop engaging in negative ones. The message of the book is that the things that we do on a daily basis, be they positive or negative, are what ultimately determine the overall quality of our lives. This is an idea that I'm super interested in, and if you've clicked on this video, odds are that you're interested in it too. And as helping men to look and feel their best technically falls under the umbrella of personal development, I thought I'd put together a list of some of the best habits that you can implement into your life that women absolutely adore. These are in no particular order, and if you have any further suggestions, I'd love to hear them in the comment section below. And hey, do you know what's also a good habit? Subscribing to YouTube channels that provide you with fun and helpful content, like mine. But I digress. All right, let's get on with the list. So you may have heard the expression, the fastest way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Well, this works for women as well. Cooking is one of those habits that every guy should at least know the fundamentals of. It allows you to not only eat healthier, but it will also save you money in the long run, and trying new recipes also helps you to break out of your comfort zone and improve your confidence. Now, don't get me wrong, restaurants are great, but there's really nothing quite like a candlelit, home-cooked meal or freshly prepared breakfast in bed. One piece of advice: don't try to impress a girl by cooking something completely new for the first time. It could be perceived as brave, but food poisoning sucks and lobsters are aggressive. Just master a few simple dishes and you'll already have an edge over so many other guys. Just don't expect her to do the dishes as a way of saying thank you. So remember that episode of Friends where Ross is dating supermodel Rebecca Romaine, but he just couldn't keep the relationship going because her apartment was so disgusting? You see where I'm going with this, right? Women love a man who keeps his home clean and well-maintained because it shows both independence and a sense of pride in one's possession. Now, this doesn't have to necessarily mean you have to vacuum your ceiling and put your toilet seats in the dishwasher. Just do the essentials, make your bed, take out the trash, and give your space a good once-over once a week, and you're pretty much good to go. Also, a life-changing habit right here. When you're leaving a room, do a quick scan and see if you can take anything with you that doesn't belong in that specific room, like bringing mugs from the coffee table to the kitchen. This stops clutter from building up over time and makes your home easier to maintain. Take that, Martha Stewart. The next habit is a bit of a no-brainer, but I had to include it as I feel it's so important in so many different ways, and that is taking care of your body. First of all, you should definitely be moving your body regularly, and I don't care what those bros say on Instagram about lifting and reps. It's so much more important for you to find a type of exercise that you actually enjoy doing if you're going to keep doing it consistently. Swimming? Strap on those goggles. Yoga? Namaste, my friend. Chess boxing? Checkmate. To keep your face looking fresh, you just need to develop a simple skincare routine that you can easily follow on a daily basis. This means washing and moisturizing your face, applying an eye cream, and once a week, if you're willing to go the extra mile, using an exfoliant to give the skin a nourishing scrub. You should be getting a haircut pretty much regularly and choosing a style that suits the shape of your face. And while we're on the subject of appearance, the next habit on my list, which is something you probably saw coming if you've seen practically any of my other videos, that is dressing well. Essentially, the purpose of your clothes is to be an outward reflection of you as a person, and while I'm not going to tell you what to wear, well, not in this video anyway, I do think that all men should be following my short and simple checklist in order for them to be looking their best. Are your clothes clean? Are they well maintained? There shouldn't be any pilling, fading, or holes in them. Do they complement each other? And do they fit you well? That's basically it. Follow these 4 simple rules and you'll be dressing in a way that will help you feel confident and that women will absolutely love. So does this sound like a conversation that you can relate to? Oh, hey boyfriend, Wow, you really have gotten super stylish all of a sudden. Thanks. I've been watching Ashley Weston and found her to be helpful and informative. So where do you want to go for dinner tonight? I don't mind, it's your call. I'm happy to go wherever you want to go and do whatever you want to do. Upon first glance, this kind of behavior may seem pretty harmless and sweet, but in reality, when you appear indecisive, it actually makes you look like a pushover, which you may have guessed isn't the most attractive quality on a man. This is why being decisive is the next pick on my list of habits women love. Now, when I say decisive, I don't mean controlling. What I'm saying is that you need to voice your perspective on what you really want. Succumbing to doing only what the other person wants to do not only decreases their respect for you, but also diminishes your own sense of self-esteem and feelings of self-worth. By all means, hear her out and listen to her opinion before making a decision, but what's important is that you actually make the decision. You're her man first and her friend second, and men take action. Speaking of taking action, the next habit on my list is having plans and goals for the future. Now, women really love a man with ambition, but this doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a scheme for world domination or an over-the-top vision board full of pictures of Lambos and sandy beaches. All it really means is that you have an idea of the direction that you want your life to go in and that you're staying on track with it. There are many ways to go about making a plan for your future, but rather than look at your whole life as a whole, I personally prefer to break everything down into a number of different categories. These include health, career, finances, contributions, relationships, and recreation. I can then make different goals within these specific areas, allowing me to take small, manageable steps towards them each week. Believe it or not, we don't really go crazy for over-attentive men who want to be around us all day, every day. Instead, we much prefer guys who enjoy spending their free time pursuing activities that they are truly passionate about. And these don't have to be super manly activities like firing guns, distilling whiskey, or competitive eating. It could be something creative like playing a musical instrument or taking photos or even working on gardening skills. Women love a guy who doesn't waste his time following the crowd or doing things that he thinks will make him appear smarter or more attractive. What matters is that you're being authentic to yourself and doing what makes you happy. And if that means stamp collecting or learning how to play the tuba, then go for it. What's important to us is that it's important to you. And when you finally have your first public tuba recital, we'll be sitting there front row supporting you. The next habit is one that is particularly difficult to master, but if you do, it will be sure to pay off not just in your relationships, but every other aspect of your life, and that is managing your time effectively. Now, managing your time can be broken down into many different aspects, like creating a good work-life balance and getting enough sleep, but what it all really comes down to is prioritizing what's important and making time for it. This may initially seem like an overwhelming concept, but if I had to recommend a place to start, I'd suggest checking out David Allen's Getting Things Done system, which my husband Dorian considers to be absolutely life-changing. One great takeaway from it is the 2-minute rule, which states that if a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it right now. So text your mom, water your plants, like this video, etc. Additionally, as this also falls into the category of time management, be punctual, especially with women. Showing up late and not responding to people is just plain rude, and that kind of behavior does not go unnoticed. So one thing we can all agree on is that there are few things more infuriating than not being listened to. Whether it's talking to a person whose eyes are on their phone or venting to someone whose mind is clearly somewhere else, there's nothing worse than feeling like what you're saying is falling on deaf ears. This is why the next habit women love is listening and paying attention to the people around you. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. And while we're on the subject, allow me to let you in on a little secret that will earn you major bonus points in your relationships with women. Come here. Just a little bit further. We don't need you to try and solve every problem we talk to you about. Men tend to be very action focused, but when we tell you about an issue we are having, it doesn't necessarily mean that we want you to swoop in and make it right. All we want you to do is listen to us, and by doing so, it just allows us to feel validated. This means no, oh well, what you should do is, and no, if I were you, I would just do this. No, stop it, take it easy there, Mr. Fix-It. Listen, respond to reflect on what's being said, and if it's important, follow up later. Bing, bang, boom. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.